Yeah, now we're going to have Jack McGill for Columbia going up against Joseph Walker. Walker just coming off of winning the Clarion Open a couple weeks ago. I was talking to him last week at the MSU Open, and he reminded me now he's got the helmet from Clarion Open and he's got a sword from the Edinburgh Open. So
full gladiator mode, just in time for the new movie.
Exactly.
Yeah, Walker is somebody, when we talk about, waiting to be in the lineup, I think that he's been somebody that's, had some marquee wins in tournaments and duels, but he's always found himself behind some of the best guys in the country. Last year, Shane Griffith coming in as a grad transfer, ended up finishing third at the NCAA tournament. And, Joe, that's a really tough task to be the guy that, has to kind of think he's going to crack his way into the lineup and then, sit back on the sidelines. And so you always wonder how they're going to respond to that. And, he's had a really strong start to this season. I think he's ready to establish himself as the guy.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, he's a guy that you've been talking with me about, just what he does in the room and how consistent he is with his preparation and everything. So you love to see a program guy like that getting his chance in the lineup.
Absolutely. And, McGill here is also a senior, so you have some veterans going at it. And you can see just from the beginning of the match, right, a lot of kind of chess match being played with some fakes and from both guys, and just trying to establish a hand fight and establish your dominant tie early on in the match. Walker going to play the edge game here. Let's see if he can get this takedown.
Very close. Did a good job keeping his foot in the cylinder there.
Yeah, and great job from McGill. I mean, if you're on the edge and somebody's in on your leg, you got to realize that that's the advantage. You got to play to that advantage, and I think he did a great job there of realizing that, like I said, Walker's kind of he's working on two things at once there. Looking for a crusher.
Good transitions from that front headlock too, trying to still get to the ankles.
Yeah, great action here. We're still tied at 0-0, but not a boring match by any means. Some big attempts early on in this over-under position.
If you're Walker, you got to circle in. If you're McGill, you're trying to.
Yeah, this is a little bit of looks like more of a threat than a.
Yeah.
You're trying to play that edge game and look at maybe driving him out of bounds, but we get a stalemate and we're back center.
Yep. Official figured they weren't really trying to do much from that over-under position. Let's get him back in the center and create some more action. Nice fake. Good response from McGill, fighting that underhook in there to clear that tie. I like the pace from Walker here. He's had a couple good fakes, a couple good attempts at the leg. Hasn't quite gotten there yet, but.
Yeah, the movement is there, right? And I think that he's realizing that kind of like we were talking about earlier, sometimes you just got to trust the process and know that your game plan is your game plan. And as I say, that beautiful shot from Walker, just low single, right at the buzzer too. You got to love that if you're a Michigan wrestling coach.
Those takedowns that don't allow even for a chance of somebody to get an escape, that's a huge game changer in these matches, especially with the three-point takedown. I know in practices you go over situations, scenarios, 10 seconds left, down by 2, that sort of thing in your scrambles, but how often is that emphasized in practice settings about, late period scoring?
I think we talk about it all the time, especially, a guy that I want to give a shout out to this is Kevin Jackson. He's coached at the world level and really, is the head of the the Olympic and world team for the United States wrestling program. And I think that they like to pay attention a little bit more to statistics at that level. And so you look at those, how much of your winning percentage goes up when you get a takedown at the end of a period or the end of a match. And it really drastically increases your chances of winning. So he really came in and we emphasize and we play those positions of down by 1 with 15 seconds to go, or you got to go get a score with short time. And kind of, I think more so than playing that position is just it's a mental game of knowing what is my go-to attack with 30 seconds left or with 15 seconds left in a period. Because just being really clear about that, and I'm kind of using his verbiage here. It's like you want to be clear about what that looks like, because otherwise it's probably not going to show up in a match, right? Just you're not going to have that aha moment or that epiphany. So being able to practice that, I think he's done a great job of kind of reiterating that in our room.
Absolutely. McGill doing a really good job here with looks like picking up the sense of urgency almost. He did a really great job being physical, getting his escape on the edge. He's kind of taken control of the center of the mat here.
Yeah, great. I think McGill has wrestled a great match. That's what's crazy about those takedowns is it's just a quick takedown, and McGill almost felt like it was a very 50-50, if not McGill more controlling center than Walker. Definitely in the second period he has been. And if you're him, you just gotta just keep wrestling. And Walker, you're winning, but you can't take your foot off the gas pedal.
Right. Riding time not really a factor at this point with only 28 seconds. You got to assume Walker's going to choose down here. She does. So now we'll see
Walker down.
Yeah, we'll see how good Jack McGill is at riding. What his strategy is going to be from here.
Looks like we got an escape.
Yep, there we go.
And looking right for transition takedown there is Walker. And that's really exciting to see. I know if you follow Michigan wrestling, Walker has been great on his feet.
Nice counterattack from McGill.
It was.
Wow.
And finds himself out of bounds. But as I was saying, Walker has, that's been a big point of emphasis for him, is just, being able to be quick off the bottom. And I think that as he develops this season, you're really hoping that will continue to be, one of his strong suits, weakness turned strong suits. So now let's see if he can finish the match where I think he wants to be. But McGill, all it takes is one. And then who knows?
Well, and it's going to be interesting to see the approach here from Walker as well. Nice shot from McGill. That's what I was going to say. He's like kind of gone for that high crotch to the right leg of McGill several times. He hasn't actually gotten the leg.
Yeah, it almost puts it. It looks like Walker's getting through, but he's kind of shooting it. His shoulders are a little bit too wide, and he's kind of missing the body of McGill. A little bit over 30 seconds remaining in this match.
Yeah, this is go time if you're McGill.
Yeah, you do not want to be ear to ear if you're McGill right now. You want to clear this tie and look for your touch and go setups.
There's a nice shrug from Walker.
Yeah, Walker doing a great job. Just hold position here. Stick with your basics here, your wrestling fundamentals.
Nice re-attack. And this is, if you're Walker, you almost just want to hold on to the leg. Yeah, last 5 seconds. And he gets the takedown. Good job from McGill there at the end, even trying to throw that last kind of kitchen sink effort.
Yeah, it came down to the wire, but Joe Walker is the victor at 7-1 as we go into our 184-pound